you can, baby.
I'm not always there when you call. And no, my heart can take no more. Keep on running back to you.
When he was told it's never gonna happen, you know, you're just a homie. Now you wanna charge me $40,000.
You hear crazy stories in this industry, but what happened to Ashanti is much worse than we thought. Explains why she's been sorta low-key these past years. Ashanti used to kill it in the 2000s. Hits on hits, remember?
Yes, you can, baby.
I'm not always there when you call.
But boy, has she been through it. From the whole Irv Gotti drama, where she accused him of straight-up lying.
Irv has flat out lied about a lot of things. And the crazy thing is, like, when we were in a good space, a positive space, like, pillow talk is a dangerous thing.
To having a stalker who would not quit.
It's not fun. You know, it's a little kooky, and it's very annoying to continue to take off from what I have to do with work and, you know, court and stuff.
Oh, and there's the producer that wanted her to shower with him or pay 40 grand for her songs. Wild. Let's get into it.
And no, my heart can take no more. I keep on running back to you.
Ashanti, the famous singer, once shared a story about a music producer who tried to take advantage of her. She said the producer told her she had two choices. She could either take a shower with him or pay $80,000 for 2 songs they made together. He first told her she did not have to pay for the tracks.
There was a particular producer that wanted to go out on a date. And if we went out on a date and, you know, whatever, oh yeah, you can have a bunch of music for free.
He acted like he was her friend. But later, when she wanted to use the songs, he gave her this awful choice. Ashanti said she thought he was joking at first, but then she realized he was serious.
And when he was told it's never gonna happen, you know, you're just a homie. Now you wanna charge me $40,000.
She had first talked about this in 2018 during an interview. At that time, many women were coming forward to share their experiences with harassment in the entertainment industry. People were starting to speak up about how powerful men were treating women unfairly. Ashanti said that sadly, these things happened a lot in the music business. Ashanti explained that she did not give in to him. Instead, she called some people she trusted, whom she described as her big brothers. These men made sure the producer gave her the songs without making her pay anything. She even got an extra song for free. Ashanti said she was lucky to have people who supported her, but she knew that many women did not have that kind of help. She wanted to speak out to help others who might face similar problems.
I think more women coming together, you know, camaraderie.
She recently talked about this again on The Breakfast Club. One of the hosts, Charlemagne the God, did not want to bring up the story, but Ashanti said she felt she had to talk about it. She said that after 20 years in the industry, she could no longer stay silent. She believed it was important for women to speak up. She wanted people to know what really happens in the music business and how women are sometimes treated unfairly. Ashanti also talked about her issues with Irv Gotti, the founder of Murder Inc.'s Records.
Irv Gotti essentially is a goofy that fell into the game. He's a goofy.
Turns to intimidation, and he turns to, you know, try to make you look bad. You know what I'm saying? To boost his own ego.
This was the first record company she worked with. She said Irv Gotti had lied about their relationship. Key had told people they were in a romantic relationship, but Ashanti said this was not true. She said it was strange that he kept talking about it, even though so many years had passed. She found it disturbing that he kept lying about things that never happened.
Irv has flat out lied about a lot of things. And the crazy thing is, like, when we were in a good space, a positive space, like, pillow talk is a dangerous thing. I don't need to bring someone down to make myself feel like, yeah.
She also said that Irv Gotti treated her badly when they worked together. He would say mean things to her and try to control her. He did not want her to work with other people. He told others not to record songs with her. He made her feel like she was nothing. Ashanti said that when she started dating the rapper Nelly, Irv Gotti became very upset. He did not want her to be happy with someone else. Because of this, he did everything he could to make her life hard.
She's never gonna say she was in love with me. She's never gonna say we was together.
Ashanti explained that Irv Gotti would say terrible things to her. He would tell her that she was not loyal, that she was nothing without him, and that he was the reason people liked her. He told her that men only wanted her because of how he made her look. Ashanti said it was crazy to hear someone talk like that. She said it was scary how some people believe their own lies. She did not want to argue with him, so she stayed quiet for a long time.
Lies. You know, I hate when he tells the story about, oh, Ashanti's not loyal and she didn't support during the trial. When clearly you see me at the trial. Clearly you see me on every single newspaper.
Many people supported Ashanti when she spoke out. One of them was rapper Fat Joe. He said it was wrong for Irv Gotti to keep talking about Ashanti in a bad way. He said that after 20 years, Irv should move on. Fat Joe said he had spent a lot of time with both of them, and he never saw them together in the way Irv described. He thought Irv was being disrespectful and should stop talking about Ashanti. Fat Joe also criticized how Irv Gotti talked about Ashanti on Drink Champs. On that show, Irv kept calling Ashanti bad names. Fat Joe said it was not right to speak about a woman like that. Even if Irv had feelings for Ashanti in the past, it was wrong for him to keep insulting her after so many years. Fat Joe said he believed in telling the truth, but he also believed in respect. He thought Irv was crossing the line. Ashanti later spoke about all of this in an interview with Angie Martinez. She said she had accepted a long time ago that Irv was the kind of person who liked to lie, but now the whole world could see it too. She did not want to waste time arguing with him. She had moved on with her life, and she did not want to deal with negativity. Ashanti said she did not like drama. She did not like playing games. She just wanted to focus on her music and happiness. But still, she felt deep sadness when she heard that Irv Gotti had passed away.
Sad news out of the music world this morning. Famed hip-hop music executive Irv Gotti has died. Gotti, born Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr. in Queens, co-founded the record label Murder Inc. Records back in 1998.
Even though they had a complicated past, she still respected him. She knew that without him, her career might not have been the same. Irv Gotti helped her become a star, and she never forgot that. They had good and bad times, but in the end, she felt grateful for everything he did for her. His death made her think about their journey and the impact he had on her life. On February 7th, Ashanti shared a heartfelt message on Instagram. She posted pictures of her past albums and wrote about her feelings. She said she was shocked and sad that things ended this way. She admitted that they had not been on good terms for years. However, she still remembered the great things he did for her. She called him a musical genius and said he always pushed her to do her best. Even though they had problems, the good times were more important than the bad. She ended her message by saying she prayed for him and his family. Irv Gotti played a big role in Ashanti's success. He produced some of her biggest songs, like Foolish,
See, my days are cold without you, but I'm hurting while I'm with you.
Rain on Me, and Mesmerize.
Your lips, your smile,
When you kiss me, baby.
He helped her become a top R&B singer in the early 2000s. In 2003, he won a Grammy for working on her album. But that same year, trouble came. His record label, Murder Inc., was accused of being involved in illegal activities. There was a big court case, and although he was found not guilty, things changed between him and Ashanti. Their bond was never the same after that. Around that time, Ashanti started to focus on acting. She also began dating Nelly, which made things more complicated. Irv Gotti claimed their falling out was because of romance, but Ashanti denied this. She said in 2022 that he made a bigger deal out of their situation than it really was. She moved on and later returned to music in 2014 on her own. When Irv Gotti's family announced his passing, they called him a visionary. They said he changed hip-hop and helped many artists. His work influenced generations, and his legacy would always be remembered. Many people in the music world paid tribute to him, recognizing his impact on the industry. Talk about his impact. Another artist he had an impact on is Ja Rule. Ashanti and Ja Rule were once close friends and music partners. They worked together on many hit songs in the 2000s.
Lips, your smile, eyes,
Love it when you kiss me, baby.
your hips.
They were both signed to Murder Inc. Fans loved their songs, and they became one of the biggest music duos.
You can, baby.
I'm not always there when you call, but I'm on.
But as time passed, things changed between them. They started to disagree on their music careers. Ashanti wanted to go in a different direction, while Ja Rule had his own plans. Their differences caused problems, and they stopped working together. Their falling out became public, and fans noticed the tension. The media also talked about their feud, making it clear that they were no longer as close as before. Years later, Ja Rule got involved in a big scandal. He helped start the Fyre Festival, a music event that promised a luxury experience on a beautiful island.
Ja Rule, as one of the masterminds behind the now famous, infamous Fyre Festival, I have some burning questions for you.
The festival was supposed to have big artists, expensive food, and fancy places to stay. Many people paid a lot of money to attend, but when they arrived, things were not as promised. There were no real performers, the food was terrible, and the living conditions were bad. People were stranded on the island with nowhere to go. The event became a disaster, and many blamed Ja Rule.
A bunch of 20-year-old kids screaming, "This is fraud. Shut the fuck up. This is not fraud. Maybe false advertising with them tents, but this is not fraud."
Ashanti spoke about the situation in 2019. She said that people make mistakes and that it was important to learn from them. She believed Ja Rule did not mean to scam anyone. She also said that they were like brother and sister, despite everything. She joked about how they took things from each other's dressing rooms, showing that they still had a bond. Even after all the drama, they planned to go on tour together. Ja Rule tried to defend himself. He said he had a vision for a festival like no other. He insisted that he was tricked just like everyone else. He said he never meant to scam people. He also responded to the situation in a concert. He told the crowd to yell at him so they could get their anger out. He wanted people to move on from the scandal.
Illegal. Fraud is the intent to deceive. Never did we try to put on a festival. Our whole intent and plan was to rob everybody of their money.
When the festival failed in 2017, Ja Rule apologized online. He said he was sorry and that he was working to get everyone off the island safely. He claimed he was heartbroken because he wanted the event to be great. He said it was not a scam, but he took responsibility for what happened. Even though he apologized, many people were still angry at him. Ashanti defended Ja Rule and said she didn't think it was his fault. She said he was already working on new projects and moving forward. Despite their past issues, she stood by him. Their relationship had ups and downs, but they always found a way to reconnect. Being a star comes with downs as much as ups. For example, Ashanti had a stalker.
This is a man, just to remind the audience, he started stalking you, your family, really, in 2003. In 2009, he went to prison for a couple of years, has since come out and has continued.
She faced a terrifying problem for many years. A man named Davar Hurd would not leave her alone. He was obsessed with her and kept following her. He sent her messages that made her uncomfortable. Even when the court told him to stay away, he ignored the rules. This made Ashanti scared for her safety. She had to take serious steps to protect herself. The situation lasted for over 10 years, making her life very stressful.
It's not fun, you know. It's a little kooky, and it's very annoying to continue to take off from what I have to do with work and court and stuff.
The trouble started in the early 2000s. In 2009, Heard was found guilty of stalking Ashanti, but even after that, he did not stop. In 2013, he broke the restraining order again. This meant he had to go back to court, but instead of following the law, he used the situation to force Ashanti to see him again. In 2016, he even represented himself in court. This made things worse for Ashanti. She had to listen to him repeat the horrible messages he had sent her. It was very disturbing. The case went through many mistrials. This meant there were problems with the court process, and it took longer to get justice. But finally, in 2016, Heard was found guilty again. He was sent to jail for second-degree felony stalking. Ashanti felt relieved. This nightmare had lasted too long. She had to go through so much stress and fear. She was glad to finally close that chapter of her life. It was one of the hardest experiences she ever had to face. Because of all the trouble with Heard, Ashanti stayed away from the public eye for a while. The whole situation was too much to handle. She needed time to heal. Fans noticed that she was not as active in music as before. After that, the case was over. People hoped she could go back to her career and feel safe again. Besides her legal battle, Ashanti also had a public issue with another singer, Keyshia Cole. The two had a disagreement over a music performance. This caused drama in the media. People started talking about the rivalry between them. Some said it was about competition. Others believed there were personal reasons behind their issues. Whatever the case, their feud brought a lot of attention.
Ashanti?
Sis!
Can you hear me?
KC, I can hear you, mommy.
That's lit, that's lit, that's lit.
The tension between Ashanti and Keyshia became clear during their Versus battle.
Yes,
Yeah, that was way too
I
personal,
love that record.
but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? We all go through.
I mean, you want to talk about it? I
Oh
love
hell
that
no! I
record.
don't even want to give it not in 2021.
Versus was an online music event where artists performed their hit songs. Fans were excited to see Ashanti and Keyshia go head-to-head. But there was a big problem. Keyshia arrived very late. People had been waiting for more than an hour. This made fans upset. They wanted the show to start on time. Ashanti was also waiting. She expected everything to go as planned. Ashanti knew the fans were getting restless. She decided to step up and keep the energy high. She did not want the delay to ruin the experience. She went out to entertain the crowd while Keyshia got ready. Later, Ashanti explained the situation in an interview. She said she was surprised by how late Keyshia was, but she understood that sometimes things go wrong. There were technical issues with Keyshia's setup. Ashanti wanted to support her as a fellow woman in the industry. She stayed patient and tried to keep things positive. When Keyshia finally arrived, people noticed her mood. She seemed upset. Some fans thought she had an attitude. They said she did not look happy to be there. Others defended her. They said she was probably nervous or frustrated. Ashanti also defended Keyshia. She said it was normal to feel pressure in such a big event. So many people were watching, and the delay made things stressful. She believed that Keyshia was just overwhelmed by everything. Despite the rough start, the Versus battle went well. Both singers gave great performances. They sang their classic hits, and fans enjoyed it. People forgot about the delay and focused on the music.
Ashanti?
Sis!
Can you hear me?
KC, I can hear you, mommy.
That's lit, that's lit, that's lit.
Now, let's talk Nelly and Ashanti. Nelly and Ashanti had a long history together. They dated for about 10 years before breaking up. Many fans thought they would never get back together. But years later, they surprised everyone when they rekindled their love. Things moved fast between them, and soon, Ashanti was pregnant. This brought even more attention to their relationship. When people found out Ashanti was expecting, many wondered what Nelly would do. He already had 2 children from a past relationship. Would he just have another baby without marrying Ashanti? That question was answered when Nelly finally spoke about it. He went on the Bootleg Kev podcast, where someone asked how they kept their marriage a secret. Nelly explained that when he found out Ashanti was pregnant, he didn't want her to be just a baby mama. He wanted to do the right thing by marrying her. Some people loved what Nelly said. They felt he was being responsible and respectful. Many praised him for stepping up and making Ashanti his wife. They believed he made the right choice by not letting her raise their child without being married. On social media, fans celebrated the news. They said Nelly showed that he cared about Ashanti and their baby. But not everyone saw it that way. Some people thought Nelly should have married Ashanti years ago when they first dated. They asked why he didn't see her worth back then. Some felt that Nelly only married her now because of the baby, not because he truly wanted to. They believed a man should marry a woman out of love, not just because she is pregnant. In the interview, Nelly also said, "Ashanti brings more good into my life than bad, so that's a good reason to settle down." Some people didn't like how he said it. They felt he should have said something more heartfelt. They thought he should have talked about how much he loved Ashanti instead of just saying she was a positive influence in his life. Many fans hope Ashanti protected herself with a prenuptial agreement. They also hope Nelly will stay loyal and not break her heart again. But at the end of the day, no one knows what will happen in their relationship. Only time will tell if their marriage will last or if history will repeat itself. So, as you know, Ashanti was a famous singer, but she also wanted to be an actress. She acted in movies like Coach Carter.
Guess he wants me all to himself. See you later. Anyway, girl, don't forget.
And The Muppets Wizard of Oz.
Disney presents an all-new Muppet movie.
Just follow this road.
Some people liked her acting, but others did not. They said she was not a strong actress and should only focus on music. They believed she was better at singing than acting. This was hard for Ashanti because she wanted to try new things. She was proud of herself for taking risks. Some fans and critics supported her and said it was good that she was trying different careers. They believed she had the talent to do both. But the negative comments were tough to hear. Even with the criticism, Ashanti did not give up on acting. She kept working to improve and show people that she could succeed in more than just music. She had a big start in the music industry. When she first became famous, she had several hit songs. People loved her music, and she won awards. But over time, some critics started saying that she was a one-hit wonder. This means they believed she only had a few successful songs and could not keep making good music. This upset Ashanti because she worked very hard on her albums. She did not want people to think she was only famous for a short time. She kept making music and tried to prove that she was more than just a singer with early hits. Some fans continued to support her, but others moved on to new artists. The music industry was tough, and staying popular was not easy. Even though some people doubted her, Ashanti did not stop making music. She kept pushing forward and working on her craft. Ashanti also faced problems with her music because of sampling issues. There were cases where Ashanti's songs used samples without proper approval. This led to legal problems. People accused her of using other artists' work without permission. She had to deal with lawsuits and pay money because of this. Another big problem Ashanti faced was when old recordings of her songs were released without her permission. When she was 16, she recorded demo songs to help her get a record deal. These were not meant for the public, but in 2005, an album called Can't Stop was released.
Can't stop thinking about you when I'm hoping I dream.
It had these old demos, and Ashanti was upset. She did not agree to this album, and she did not want those songs in stores. Some of the songs did not even feature her as the main singer. The album had her name and picture on the cover, making people think it was new music. Ashanti felt this was unfair and that it hurt her image. She decided to take legal action. She sued the people responsible for releasing the album. she named record label executives from different countries, including the US, Germany, and Japan. She said they had no right to sell her old recordings. She wanted them to stop selling the album. She also asked for over $1 million in damages. She believed this situation harmed her career and her reputation. She did not want fans to think she approved of the album. Ashanti fought hard to protect her work and name.